burnt my knuckle on the hot oven. I ain't mad at you, oven. Should've never trusted you knowing you're so hot. Didn't pay attention and got what I got. Now my knuckle formed a nice bubble. I said, ooh, and my knees kind of bubbled, didn't fall. No, sir, I took it like a man. If you should have asked me about the pain of my bubble, I tell him no sweat, it's hardly any trouble. What's going on, baby boy, baby girl? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another So-So production. It is Wednesday, November 17th, 2021. Woo woo! This train is chugga 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 moving along the way, baby. Time's moving so fast. Hope you guys have had a great start to your week. We're halfway there, baby. It's hump day. We're halfway there. Over the hump. And, you know, things are moving. Things are moving. Been feeling good. What have you guys been up to? I've been, working as per usual, keeping it busy because your boy likes to keep busy. And, you got to get out there. You got to get out there and work. You got to get out there and work. You got to get in here and work. Work, baby. Let's do it together. Hope you guys are all enjoying yourselves. It's just about that balance. Have a little bit of work time, have a little bit of fun time. If you can merge the two, then it's like you're not even working. But it's like, yeah. So, things happen. I did burn myself. Here, look at that. I don't know if you guys can see it though. Right there on the knuckle, dude. Trying to get me a slice of pizza. You slide it in there, you slide it in the oven, you like it nice and toasty. 5 minutes goes by, you're looking at it. 10 minutes goes by, still not ready. 15, it's about the time. It's about that time you take it out the oven. That's what it is, man. Then you stick your hand in there. All you're excited because that smell of smells. So you got the pepperoni, you got the little tiny little pieces of chicken, a little bit of that mozzarella, a little bit of that, all the good. Pizza sauce all over that bad boy. Fantastic. The aroma, the fragrance, it's just like it's driving you mad, especially if you've been working hard, you know what I mean? You go through the day, you spend time, sometimes when I get caught up in work, I just like to work, and then I don't really like to take breaks in the middle, or proper, pre-break, whatever, no problem. But a break where you gotta sit down, maybe eat something, stretch your legs. I like to do things, get it done, and then break. But sometimes I like that feeling of, hunger, because it motivates me. You know what I mean? It's not we're privileged, all of us, most of us, if you're tuning in, if you're, for the most part, most of us have got a relatively decent life. You know what I mean? It's you got to be grateful and thankful. So it's like, okay, we're not starving, but it is that sometimes it's good to delay a little meal or something. I don't know. I've always had that every time, because it reminds me. It's just like, it literally keeps me hungry, but it also, metaphorically keeps me hungry for wanting more out of life too. It's like, yeah, now's the time to put it down. Now's the time to do the hustle. Do a little bit of that shuffle, baby. That's what it is. But nonetheless, man, went for it. 15 minutes was up, ding. Time to take out the pizza slice, and then, you get a little bit, you jump the gun, you get a little bit excited. Plenty of space. You've done this before. It's not your first rodeo with the oven. You know what it is. You're familiar with the parameters, familiar with your surroundings. But what do? You hastily move in there. It smells kind of nice. Not gonna lie. Low key gives it that, are we having barbecue? Are we having pizza? What's on the menu? A little bit of knuckle. That's what it is, man. It forms a nice bubble, and then it's burning for a couple of days, and that's another reminder. You play with fire, you got to get burnt a little bit. That's what that is. Life lessons. So be careful out there. If you're dealing with ovens, if you're dealing with pizzas, if you're dealing with hunger, if you're you got things to do, just look around, visualize yourself. It's make a vision board in your head. I gotta have lunch in a few hours, and then little goals. It's the little W's that count, and then one step at a time. Next thing you know, you're feeling refueled, re-energized, ready to go again. And that's what that is. Hopefully it won't happen again, but this has happened several times. Not my first time this has happened, but am I, maybe, I don't have the tiniest hands, I don't have the largest hands, and my oven's like a regular size oven, dude, so I don't know what it is. Pay attention. It's always that top part too. It's always that top part. Just go in from the middle, man. There's plenty of space. Why you gotta go so close to the edge? But that's where I live my life, baby. Right on the edge, right close by the edge of the, whether it's life or the oven or just, I like being on edges, bro. Edges, crossing borders, crossing edges. That's where I get excited. That's what life is. But if I could avoid it, I'll avoid it. If it happens again, so be it, dude. So be it. Oven 2, Robbie boy, 0 at this time. But doesn't watch itself. I might just go ahead and unplug it. But you never know. I'll just unplug you. Just unplug you for half a day. Let you hang. We'll see. We'll see. But anyways, man, hope you guys are all doing well. Hope everybody's had a great week. I've just, been working, and a little something that I want to share with you guys. I guess today, again, no particular agenda. We talk about everything and nothing. But one thing that I got excited about, I bought some cleaning utensils, some, chemicals. Do a little bit of that, Febreze, a little bit of that Mindex, a little bit of that, bleach, all the essentials. Take a shot of bleach, cleanse the system. It's, know your limit though. Don't go overboard. That's what it is, man. I got excited though because it was just like sitting there. I bought the sprays, I bought the sponges, I bought the, the scrubbing material, but 2 items, that needed to get attended to. It was the bathroom, not gonna lie, and the kitchen. And I don't know what got into me though. Yesterday, I was just like in the mood for cleaning, baby. Let's go to town. Let's go to town with a brush. Let's go to town with a, with a little old toothbrush or your new toothbrush. Clean's clean. It's your bathroom. It's your toilet bowl. It's all yours. What's the diff? Save the planet. Why you gotta have multiple toothbrushes? Why can't you use the one that you just used to clean the toilet bowl to brush your teeth? At the end of the day, you're gonna it's chemicals. Clean it up. Get in the bleach will kill mostly everything, and a little bit of little tiny particles of feces probably ain't gonna kill anybody. And what doesn't kill you makes you, well, that'll definitely make your breath stink, but it'll down the line, it's a mixed bag. It could go either way. You could really build a sturdy immune system, or you could just wind up getting sick. I don't recommend it, but then again, like, you do you. I'm not here like stopping nobody, baby. You want to go one toothbrush right from the mouth to the bowl, or bowl to the mouth, do it. That's what it is, baby. But that's it's important that cleanliness is important. It's important. I've always been, I'm not sure if I've mentioned, but ever since I was a young wee little fella, I like my environment to be relatively clean. I'm not the cleanest of the clean, but I like to live relatively clean. My place gets dusty a little bit every once in a while. That's one of the things that I leave to last minute. Dust, it's always last minute, but cleanliness overall, do your laundry, wash the dishes, the mirror in the bathroom needs a little a nice little swipe. Just wax on, wax off, classic, right? But that's what it is, man. I got to cleaning, and for a couple of hours, when you start cleaning and then you're using all these chemicals, some people like to go organic. Some people like to make their own chemicals, the old school, they're like, if you're allergic to chemicals, there's always alternatives. You can use a little bit of, white vinegar, mix it with hot water, start squirting that bad, but that stinks up the place. Smells like dirty feet everywhere for a couple hours if you use that. But if you're allergic, that's a great alternative. Point that I'm trying to make is that I'm not allergic, so I go straight to the chemicals. Your boy likes the chems, baby. You know me. I'm the quarter of a chemist at least. Been mixing and matching and creating my own potions for some time now, but this was something else, man. This was something else. Got to spraying, and then you're in there. You're scrubbing, so your heart rate goes up. You're in there. You're in the bathtub, scrubbing away. scrubbing, baby, going to town. And then, half an hour, 45 minutes goes by, you're almost done, but the fumes have just risen, right? It's up in there, dude. You're getting kind of woozy. Things are looking kind of groovy in the bathroom now. I'm like, man, I should clean more often. A little spray for the toilet bowl, a little spray for moi. Just, keep everything fresh. Gives you a perspective, a new perspective. Is it better or worse? It's a perspective, but it's good to be clean. That's what I know, for the most part. There's a fine line too. You don't want to be crossing the line where it's like, there's a fine balance of everything. Hence, it's that so-so mentality, right? It's that right down in the middle, or close to it at least. You don't want to go overboard, because you go overboard with cleanliness, and well, we've gone overboard with a little bit of that cleanliness outside, and inside too, with this whole pandy, right? With this overreacting to certain things, because there's other things out there as well, but it's just we treat this one thing that we've been dealing as if it's the war. Right now, you'll read the news, you'll read articles, you'll hear it. It's right now, it's safer you can legit have AIDS, and thank God for modern medicine. That's the beauty of progression in modern medicine. But that's the thing. It's better to have AIDS right now than to have schmovid. That's how people will. If you got AIDS, a little bit of light AIDS, you're good. You can even they'll put you on the program. You're not even gonna transfer nothing, baby. You're just gonna have little minor, little bit of HIV, just bubbling under the surface. Make sure you stay on your meds. But that's the thing. But we sometimes like to go overboard. I don't like to go overboard. I remember I remember as a child, one of my aunts she was OCD, dude. She'd always be cleaning and just going to town with everything, and bleach this, bleach that, bleach the baby, bleach everything, just wash, just and I remember seeing that, and growing up, I never wanted to be I always want to maintain a certain level of cleanliness and what have you. It's just good hygiene, whether it's on your butt or your place of residence, your place of work, whatever it is, dude. Even at different workplaces, I even remember I'm just like that, dude. I like a neat and tidy environment. I remember, this is what I wanted to mention actually. When I was a young kid, one of my favorite things to do aside playing with my toys was organizing the toys, dude. Fucking line them up, put everything in it. Little corner car, little tiny cars go here. Balls and other objects that you can throw here. Little fake pellet gun. Right, everything had a little neat, tiny, and one of my favorite things was finish playing but organize. And then one of my pet peeves was when other kids came over to play, when they would just kids are kids. So, but even at that age, I was just oh, put it back where you took it from. Make sure it's a little bit anal with that shit. Not gonna lie to you guys. I've gotten better. I've gotten way better. I'm not like that anymore. But it's one of those things that was in me since I was a wee little man. Crawling around, doing things. But that's the thing, man. I got to clean the bathroom, and it's minty fresh. So I've just been eating out of the toilet bowl, because it's that clean, baby. I'll go ahead and you want to make soup. You're in the shower, do a 2-in-1, baby. Pour a little bit of hot water in the bath, in the little toilet bowl. Just a little bit of that noodles, a couple of lima beans. Get a damn carrot, start slicing that bad boy in there, give it a flush. Sorely. Next thing you know, 5 minutes goes by. Boom, you got yourself soup. And and spice it up. Why are you always eating in the kitchen or the living room or other places in your house, dude? Spice it up. Eat in the bathroom. And if you stay there long enough, you don't even that's the thing. If technically all of your if you had to choose one, if you had one, because everybody asks you what's your favorite meal, nobody asks you what's your favorite room. And I bet a lot of people wouldn't choose the bathroom, but I bet when the time comes, you'd all pick the bathroom over any other room. What's your favorite room if you don't have a bathroom? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? With the bodily exertions and things that we do, right? somebody, man, if somebody, Shark Tank, other, uh, nocturnal animals with shows, or dragons, amphibians, lizards, snakes, cold-blooded creatures out there with, you want to fund something that evaporates, because I've said this before, dude. Literally, you can like live anywhere, but it's the bodily functions that you got to take care of, and what comes out of it. You can't just go live anywhere if you can't, you need a whole sewage system. You need the pipes. You need to get that pipe, and you need that pipe to be cleaned, baby. You need that pipe to be cleaned. Because if it's not, then you get a backup, and that's a whole other story, baby. Point that I'm trying to make is no point really, actually, no point really, but point that I'm trying to make is that I finally got to clean the bathroom, clean the kitchen as well. Oh man, went to town on the oven, behind the oven, because like beforehand I've cleaned the oven before, but like this time I went on that backsplash behind the oven, because it's a little bit of oil just pops up, lands on the wall, and it just sticks, and it's out of reach, and it's just staring at you every day, and you're like, oh, today, this day, it's going to be this week, it's going to be today, it'll be, and then you'll let it go for a couple of weeks, but then the time comes where you're like, okay, I need to stop and just pull the oven out and go to town. A little bit of just, they say cleaning, washing dishes, cleaning, over it could, any task, they say it could be therapeutic. Debatable on what kind of day we're having, debatable on the amount of cleaning. A little light cleaning, no problem. But sometimes sometimes certain things you want to avoid, but sometimes you don't want to avoid certain things either, because for yourself and others too. You never know when a nice lady or a nice fella might come over to your place. You don't want to have a messy environment. That's a turn off. That's one of my, if I like, if you're not clean, dude, that's just what it is. And everybody should be, to a certain degree, take care of themselves. But I don't know how we got here. But the point is that, I had a lot of fun, actually. Because at the end of it, even though sometimes this was the point, sometimes even though you like being clean, you might not necessarily like to go ahead and actually tackle the task, because it takes up time. Sometimes you're so busy, or you might be tired, you don't want to necessarily do it. You might want to put it off a little bit, but as soon as it's done, you feel fucking wonderful. Right now, I feel so good about my kitchen and my bathroom, but at the same time I feel bad because I don't want to use them for some time, because I'm like, what's the point? It's going to just keep on, it's that circle of life. Circle of cleanliness. You clean up, gets dirty. You clean up, gets dirty. You clean up, gets dirty. If you heard that 3 times, that's on you. Nobody else is having that glitch, dude. You heard it 3 times. You were only supposed to hear it once. So go ahead and refresh your page and come back and watch it again. But fucking with you. I'm just messing with you, bro. I'm just messing with you, man. It's all right. No, it's not a glitch. It's not a glitch. It's fine. We're good. We're rolling. Things are moving. Point is that life's about that balance, and your boy needed to just do a little bit of that cleaning, and that's what it is, man. But like at the same time, as much as I do like to live my life relatively clean and have an environment where I can, it's not, it's neat and tidy, it is a never-ending game. It is a never-ending. Certain things I do wish, because it's just like and not to say, because that's the thing, not to say when you're not doing those things, you're like going out and like changing the world, but sometimes like, man, how many times do I have to like, do this thing? But it's good. It's one of those like, because if you don't take care of your things, whether it's your bod or your, material possession, things you don't take care of, well, I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen on large scale. I've seen it happen in small scale too. I've seen it happen on different scales, And if you don't take care of stuff, it'll just like, that's the, whatever you want to call it, the universe or the powers at work will just, little by little take it away from you. It could be a person, it could be material objects, it could be, and sometimes that's the thing. Don't take things for granted is one of those things that I'm always trying to remind myself of. Don't take things for granted, because, that's what it is. But at the same time, there's been a little bit of that hesitation within me to, I ended up selling a whole bunch of, you guys For those of you who've been with me for some time, you know what I'm talking about, but I sold a bunch of my stuff, literally almost emptied out my apartment except the essentials, because I was, ready to make a move of sorts before the pandy happened. Now I'm just at that stage where I feel like I got 1 foot in, 1 foot out the door. So that's why I want to accumulate more possessions, and I look around, and that's one of my things. I don't have too many things. I've never, but I do. There's a part of my head that's just thinking, oh, what are you going to do with all the paintings? What are you going to do? So if you want to buy the paintings for millions of dollars, I got the works for you, baby. If you're a lavish art dealer of sorts, if you're just starting in the art world, I got you, boo. I got you. Let's do an auction. Let's do a live auction, and we'll get the art pieces out of here somehow. And that's the thing. This is an investment. This is unlike a house, unlike precious metals, unlike a car, unlike your children. Stuff you see behind you, the artwork. This will appreciate in value. It will only go. There's only one. Some of them are fugazis, like we've done. It's like a cover or like a replica of sorts, but nonetheless, there aren't too many of them out there. So really, instead of focusing on the kids and do they need to go to college? Do they need to does my middle kid need therapy? Let them figure it out on their own. I'm not a big fan of therapy. For me, it's all do it yourself. But then again, if it works for you, it works for you. I'm not telling you how to live your life, but I'm just telling you invest in yourself, and stop buying into things like property, because eventually it's just it's finite, right? Unless we start going super up high, like more condos, or we go down below, then it's infinite in a way. But these artworks, fucking one of a kind, or at least at least one of a kind, or like two of a kind tops, dude. All right, maybe there's somebody else out there who's done the similar paintings and what have you, but I do need to get rid of them somehow, because I can't log these bad boys and bad gals around when the time comes to make that a move. Unless that's the thing, unless I connect them all, it gets pretty nice. The weather's always changing. That's what I hear too. It's always so maybe if it's a nice gusty wind, and for a little while we're just going gusty, windy climates out there, I could just connect them all, and kind of it'll be like a magic carpet of sorts made of paintings. And wouldn't that be wonderful for everybody? A guy fucking flying on magic canvases that are, and you look away, what is that? Aladdin? Super dude? Superman? Super Aladdin? Maybe. You're not wrong. And you're like, man, I really like that middle piece. I'll fucking drop it right on your head, bro. You just wire transfer that, you get on the blockchain. You just, make the chain links, and you make the Ethereum and the Doge and the Shiba and the BTC and there's so many of them. You make it work. You do the transfer, you make it work. And then, 2 years down the line, you sell it off. Profits. Mad profits. The world's that's the thing. Stock market is crashing. The housing bubble globally is, they're messing things up all the way over. This is, it surpasses all boundaries too, because in China, large companies who've invested in real estate, they're going bankrupt. They're not able to pay their bills. What's going to happen? Is it gonna be like a housing market crash, the one we had in the U.S. a few years ago, maybe a decade ago? Who remembers anymore? And how that had a huge impact on the global market. Will we have a similar situation, but globally, the market goes down in China, the market goes down in Canada, the market goes down in the U.S., Europe down, Africa down, Asia down, and you can't do anything else. Nothing's gold, no standard gold, no nothing. Nothing's holding value. What do? Go to, a painting, bro. Fucking painting. You're like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, you're welcome. I got you. Okay? One of a kind, at least two of a kind, some of them. And that's the thing. When we move to the other place, whenever the time may be, because it's the thing, I don't want to accumulate too much stuff, because at one point it's going to be it'll be one guy, one car, many canvases, and you've all seen how that goes down on the internet, dude. maybe not that particular one, but you've seen how guys and, you know, the internet goes. You know, one guy or a couple of gals. I don't want to get into it. You know what I'm talking about. People are doing, you know, people are doing drastic things these days, man. This is a wake-up call maybe for all of us in a sense. You know, because things are good, but you do see little hints of like a little, you know, a little crack, little pieces maybe just like, and yeah, you don't want the, you know, what I believe in us. I believe in humanity. I believe in the greater good. I think we're gonna do just fine. And I do need you're taking care of it. You're doing it. You're killing it. Because, you know, America's a new empire. It's a baby of an empire, but it's one of the bestest empires. Love America. Want to see America succeed because, you know, the world needs America and America needs the world. And but that's what I was trying to get to is like sometimes we'll be seeing a lot of things. I don't know what I'm trying to say, man. What I'm trying to say is that you'll be seeing some things like, you know, you'll see a little crack in the wall. You'll see little pieces that may be falling, and you'll question yourself, or you'll question what you're viewing or what's happening. You know, where things are supposed to be what they are, but they're not. But, you know, how should I put what am I trying to talk about? You know, just like, you know, you used to go to, for example, like what I'm trying to talk about right now, briefly, if I may. You know, you used to go to maybe a concert to view a show, listen to music. Now you go to a concert, you barely see, you'll get a show, but, you know, you won't remember the most memorable thing from that concert won't be the music. It will be some sort of a shenanigan, and that's, I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know. It's just out there, though. You know, you'll see you know, people will be speculating all sorts of speculations, and, you know, it's so hard to draw conclusions, but a little bit of truth in everything. I remember one of my teachers, grade 6 and 7, had the same teacher for a couple of years. Nice dude. One thing he said, and I remember him saying that, he said, his words, not mine. He's like, there's a little bit of truth in everything. And again, take that with a grain of salt. This is, you know, coming from somebody that said it to me when I was younger. But there's a little bit of truth in everything. That being said, that's the thing, man. You'll see you know, again, people will be speculating. Was it a human sacrifice? Are they, you know, are they doing the devil's work? And, you know, you can take it far, you can take it near, wherever you want to take it. But point is, again, you'll go into certain things expecting certain things. You'll get maybe everything else but that one thing, you know? So there's a video, I don't know the name of the band, but there's a band online doing a live performance, and a lady pulls down her pants and starts pissing on this dude on stage, live pissing while singing, everybody's talking about it, man, what a show, what an incredible show, right? Yes, fantastic. Do it, because, yeah, I don't want to, do it, do more of it. It'll, yeah. We're taking it back. We're taking it back to the origins of humanity. That's what it was, man. A lot of times, because in the olden days, that's what we used to do. We used to actually, you know, what if we were to push the envelopes, you know, let's say, you know, give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Everybody's just doing it to, you know, be expressing no evil shit, no, you know, that's the thing. Sometimes, you know, you'll think of things and you'll be like, man, did they make a sacrifice or whatever? Was it a sacrifice to the devil? That's aside the point, because, like, you know, if you take the devil portion of it out, I mean, like, humanity's always been about gifts and sacrifices. We used to make a ton of gifts and sacrifices to the gods. We used to kill animals, children. Some people still do it, low key. or high key, dude. Some people are like doing it HD, high definition. They'll put it on the internet, and there you are, not being able to sleep at night. But point is, there are but I guess that's always a part of society, because nothing's ever stagnant. Everything's constantly shifting and changing and evolving. But it does, it does sometimes make me think, man, should we be watching ourselves? Should we, maybe no, maybe. But I do think, like, where will it go in terms of, like, because you gotta up the ante, man. Like, you end up unintentionally or intentionally, who knows, killing people at your concert. You end up, urinating on a fellow or two in your show. You're gonna have to up the ante, but, like, where will it? I just wonder sometimes, where will it end? Like, the next show, you're gonna have to take a dump on someone. Next show, you're gonna have to take a dump on someone, and there's a movie that I watched a long time ago, and it does, at the end of every empire, there's a turning point where, like, you get lost in excess and frivolous things, and just, you go all out into parts of if it can be maintained, it's good. But it's, I guess, just, and that's the tricky part, right? Like, what's pushing the boundary, what's just, like, deterioration of, like, society. We'll find out together. Enjoy the ride, that's what I say. Enjoy the ride. But, like, I remember watching one movie, if I remember the name correctly, I want to say it was a banned movie. The movie was banned because of the explicits. It was around the time the movie was made about. It was a movie about. It's called 120 Days of Sodom, if I'm not mistaken. 120 Days of Sodom, if I'm not mistaken. And it just shows the darkness of humanity after, like, the Nazis were really in power at that point, and like just going around doing horrendous things. And, like, a lot of people have seen a lot of movies, and, like, I do recommend this will if you've not seen 120 Days of Sodom, I do recommend it. But I also I'm just gonna tell you this. It's one of those things that you'll watch and it'll scar you for life. But also, some scars are good. Maybe a reminder. Maybe Go watch that movie. Go watch. It's one of those mind fucks that you'll be like, what the fuck just happened here? And I know you're like, you think you know a lot, and you've seen you think you know what has happened in the Nazi era of things, but this is not even, like, concentrated on the Nazi regime. It's more focused on human behavior and what we're capable of as individuals. And it's always so easy to just point fingers. You're like, oh, bad guy. But that's the thing. It's like ultimate, or rather, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And sometimes we do see little hints of, whether it's, you want to call it dystopic notions of governance, whether you want to see it as just, like, people abusing their power, or, like, trying to hold on because they see something maybe slipping away little by little, and little by little things are moving. I think overall we're moving in a positive direction. I think in a lot of times, it's beautiful, actually, because we got a lot to share, and everything's literally, you're less than 1 degree of separation with everybody, and everything's out there for people to view and see, and everybody's together. We're wisening up little by little. But I do, sometimes I'm like, what's the next? So, next time you hold a concert, you go there, you let people know that there will be, that's part of you gotta, like, up the ante, dog. Like, 30 people, you're going out. There's gonna be 3,000 in attendance, 20,000, and we're gonna be, because that's how it was, man. You go back, study different cultures, the Aztecs. Everybody used to, get fancy in your society and then build pyramids, and at the end of the day, you get on top of the pyramids, you're like, man, we want things to be, be even better, more power, more, start slicing babies on top of pyramids and shit. And, next thing you know, fast forward to modern day society, certain things still happen in different formats, and that's what it is, adrenochrome, baby, little by little. But that's the thing, like this time you pee on the fella on stage, next time you got poo poo, time after that, bring the trifecta, dude. Puke, poop, and pee. And the ultimate, and then like that'll get amped up, dude. Next, like that's the thing. I think ultimately there's a little portion of us, like deep down inside, there's that primal, animalistic, lustful, just like, oh, let me just the sensories, right? Just feel good, do things, and maybe there's a little part of us, and again, it goes back to that craving of you want chaos, but you want controlled chaos as much as you want to like pretend you want like actual chaos, because you don't want actual chaos, right? Because that's when you go overboard, people end up dying. That's what it is. But you want to get as close to the edge as possible, and I think maybe, I don't know, dude. I think we can do it. It's just like it just takes time. It just takes time, little by little. I think we could do it in a safe way, dude. I think essentially down the line, that's what it is, man. Maybe a little bit of that, like, you desire controlled chaos, maybe in a little sense, who knows what the answer is. Maybe the answer is in mushrooms. Take a lot of mushrooms, a little bit of mushrooms, everybody, or whatever works for you, because not everything works for everybody the same way, and have a good time. If everybody could, that's the thing, you don't, it's very tricky, right? Like, the ultimate goal at a show would be to make everybody feel as good as possible, right? And what's the best feeling that you, as a human, would be able to experience? Some might say it might be the notion where you go, when you go to the peak, when you go to the apex, when you climax, baby. That's some people, it's debatable. They say that's the most enjoyable. Those are the most enjoyable moments of life. They're not long, but in terms of how good you feel, some people say that that's the bad. And if maybe we could all have, like, at the end of, was it Perfume? At the end of Perfume, that movie where the guy was into fumes, but he was a serial killer, and he'd go and like slice beautiful ladies with good sense and and he tried to capture the smell and and at the end of the movie, everybody had a full on, like, it was a communal orgy of sorts, which was, that's what it is. Do we go to events wanting to get as close to, again, we want to cross the line, but we don't want to cross the line where people end up getting hurt. It just keeps getting better and better. So I wonder, like, this is the thing. These are the, and everything's like, it's like saying, even a sentence, right? You can say, like, imagine you said just like fuck you to somebody, right? You could say fuck you to someone, and it could have different repercussions depending on who it is and how they interpret your fuck you. You could be like, fuck you, dude, and things can get, things can go down. Or you could just be like busting each other's balls, you're good friends, you're like, fuck you, dude, and you think nothing of it. Same things with other larger words, larger sentences, larger actions, right? A little bit of, you're in the setting, everybody's gooch, you're like, oh, a little bit of that whiz action right on your face, no biggie, everybody expects it, what it, or I don't know how it is what it is, but the point is, you need to scale, is what I'm trying to tell you. If you got to be able to scale this thing, so maybe have all the band members next time, and hey, fellas, I'm not seeing any fellas up there, right? Oh my god, dude, that's the thing, man. We got to work on equality. Next time. I'm just saying. And again, it's a little bit, and you got to be so careful with these things, because one little thing goes wrong, next thing you know, it's not a success like that show. You do it a little bit different, next thing you know, you're doing, like, you're remaking an R. Kelly case that, you're pissing on youngins, which is no bueno, whether you're a guy or a female, it's no bueno. But adults, consenting adults, if we get together and somehow organize, you know what to expect. You got the ticket on the show, it says, your favorite artist, and at one point, some few selects will either, we need 30 people to, top of the pyramid, heads off, a little bit of the drip the blood, do a little bit of that. And I'm not into that shit, but I'm just putting it out there, what we're capable of. That's the point. but you don't want to go over, because that's the thing. And like humans, we don't have that, we don't have that medium monitor. Like if it works, we're like, man, this works, but like let's amp it up. Let's fucking crank it all the way up to 11. Let's crank it up. And yeah, I wonder where it will go. Because right now we've done the, you'll have the occasional people like, bodies being dropped at concerts. Things being dropped on people at concerts. Next thing and then like it's just an entertainment too. And I'm a little fella with like, I'm a little fella independent and doing little things. But down the line, I'm like, what do people expect when they go to shows? Because that's the thing with every action. There's like, you hire the, you hire the level of having a little bit of a tongue twister here right now. You get desynthesized. It's a fucking weird word. Desynthesized. There we go. You build up tolerance. So, this time if you, next time it's all claps. Next time, fucking grinning. Next time you gotta go prolapsed anuses, just dangling prolapsed anuses on people's faces, making live sausage, and that's the thing. That'll be right, it's like farming at a point, but at concerts, that's the thing, from farm to table sort of thing, Top of the pyramid, human sacrifice, shed the blood, have the person drink it, prolapsed, anal, dangling, slap people in the face with that prolapsed, connect the prolapse. It's a whole thing. It's happening little by little, and rock and roll, baby. That's what it is. That's what it is. But that's because I'm preparing myself. I'm just like, what do the people like? As a person who wants to, I'd like to be on top of things. I'd like to know what what's in, just like everybody else out there. If you're creating, if you're, you want to be in the know. You want to have a little bit of a finger on a pulse of some sort. Just see where are we going? Where are we at? Individually, societally, what's happening? But you don't want to take those things away either, because you start taking those things away. No bueno. Freedom of expression, all for. That's what I said, man. Like if people know what's going on, everybody's consenting. Fucking do it, bro. Do it. Do whatever you want to do. Maybe draw the line at the killing of the people. Maybe that's pretty much every time people start dying. That's when shit goes and hits the fan, or things go sideways real quick. So that's what it is, man. I love you guys. If you like these videos, and if you're just like, if you're out there and you see these other, you're like, oh, what do I gotta do to start, go to work, dude? Have you been doing work regularly? Dog, go to work, you're having a meeting, it's Thursday, or it's like casual Friday. Spice it up a little bit. Have you ever just been into a meeting and you're like, man, I really wanna just like, have somebody just lay on the conference table and I just wanna pee on them? Well, why not? Do it. Live your life to the fullest. I want you to grow and learn and have fun. And, we should all be doing more. At the same time, sometimes less is more. So it's about that fine balance. It's all about that fine balance. But if you like these videos, and if you're into like shape-shifting and shit, go ahead and hit the like buttons on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Search Rob Sadri on YouTube. Search Rob Sadri on YouTube. Search Rob Sadri on YouTube. Again, if you heard that 3 times, this time it's on you, bro. I don't know what to tell you, but it's a glitch on your end. Rewind and watch it again, but watch it with somebody so you talk about it, because this is a grassroots movement. Not a movement. Barely any movement around. More of a comedy show, more of an entertainment show. Hopefully, it's a podcast of sorts. And then you want to, offload a little bit of cash, because that bank account you've been accumulating, you've been a whale pumping, you've been a pumping and dumping whale, dog. You've been a pumping and dumping it. You've been a pumping and dumping it, pumping and dumping it whale with the BTC and the ETH and the Doge and the Shibas and there's so many of them. Which ones hold value? Probably none. except the selected few who are the insiders. Maybe you're an insider. Are you an insider, dude? If you're an insider, slide it in there. If you're an insider, fucking slide it in there, doggy. You Illuminati lizard. You know what you are. Do it. If you like, if you like total dominance, if you like world control, if you like, if you like no control, if you don't like dominance whatsoever, this is the show for everybody. A little bit of dominance, a little bit of just, oh, we're so passive. Somewhere in the middle. You're that assertive fucking go-getter, and I see you out there. Hit those like buttons and talk about the show. And we'll keep growing. That's how it happens. You talk about the show, I'll talk about the show, and we'll grow. And this operation is in motion, baby. I'll see you guys on Friday. In the meantime, have fun, peace out, and yeah, man, spice up that meeting next time you show up to the meeting. Take it up a notch. Peace out.